This is a video about combining sines and cosines, but before we do that, I'd like to look at how your calculator calculates angles. Let's imagine we have 3 in the x and 3 in the y. If we take the arctangent of 3 over 3, we get the angle here, which is pi over 4 or 45 degrees. What happens if we go to minus 3 in the x plus 3 in the y? Then we get a larger angle. And if we take the arctangent of 3 over minus 3, our calculator will give us this angle here, which is minus pi over 4 or minus 45 degrees, whereas in fact we want 3 pi over 4 or 135 degrees, which means we're going to have to add pi or 180 degrees to the angle that the calculator gives us. Now what happens if y becomes minus 3? Now if we take the arctangent of minus 3 over minus 3, the calculator will give us pi over 4 or 45 degrees, which again means we need to add pi to the answer to get 5 pi over 4 or 225 degrees. And then for the final case, let x become 3 again. And as before, if we take the arctangent of minus 3 over 3, the calculator will give us minus pi over 4 or minus 45 degrees. And if we want a positive angle, we're going to have to add 2 pi to the calculator's answer to get 7 pi over 4 or 350 degrees. Now with that in mind, let's return to our original problem. We know that sine theta plus phi is equal to sine theta cos phi plus cos theta sine phi. So first I'm going to multiply both sides by r. Then I'm going to compare the two equations. So I've got sine theta here and sine theta here, which means I can write r cos phi is equal to 4 and r sine phi is equal to 3. If I square both of these and add them together, I'm going to get r squared cos squared phi is equal to 4 squared, r squared sine squared phi is equal to 3 squared. If I take an r outside the brackets, I've got r squared brackets cos squared phi plus sine squared phi, and we know that cos squared plus sine squared is equal to 1, which means that r squared is equal to 16 plus 9, so r is equal to the square root of 25, which is equal to plus or minus 5. The next thing I want to do is to find phi. Dividing r sine phi by r cos phi, the r's will cancel, so I'm going to get tan phi is equal to 3 over 4, which means that phi is equal to the arctangent of 3 over 4, which is 0.64 radians or 36.87 degrees, which means that I can write 4 sine theta plus 3 cos theta as 5 sine theta plus 0.64 radians. Let's extend this problem by changing this 4 to a minus 4 and see what happens now. So as before, we can calculate that r is equal to 5, minus 4 squared is 16, just as 4 squared is 16. But now when I take r sine phi over r cos phi, I'm going to get 3 over minus 4. Before we use the calculator, let's look at what this angle actually is. It's going to be 3 in the y direction and minus 4 in the x direction, 3 in the y direction, minus 4 in the y direction. So we're expecting an angle of greater than 90 and less than 180. Now when we put this into the calculator, we get minus 0.64 radians, which is this angle down here. So adding pi radians to minus 0.64 gives us 2.5 radians or 143 degrees. So our final answer is minus 4 sine theta plus 3 cos theta is equal to 5 sine theta plus 2.5 radians or 143 degrees.